and welcome to this month's subscriber video. We've got absolutely mad this month and we've sent you an amazing coffee, an absolute banger. It's this Bolivia Gesha, which is a naturally processed coffee. Right, without further ado, let's brew. Right, I'm back with my brew and I'm so excited to tell you about this coffee. For a start, this coffee just took ages to arrive at work. It comes from Bolivia and it got delayed in Bolivia and then it got delayed on the water, and I was super excited about it because not many coffees come out of Bolivia, and then finally it arrived. So normally we wouldn't send you a Bolivia Gesha because it's just the most expensive coffee we've currently got, the best coffee we've currently got, and we only sell it in 120 gram bags. But we've gone mad, we've sent it to you, and I'm so excited about it because it's really, really tasty. So things I've got to tell you about this. So firstly, it's from Bolivia. So not much coffee comes out of Bolivia, which you probably think doesn't make much sense because it's just near Colombia and Brazil. So why would they not grow loads of coffee? Well, the truth of the matter is the conditions for growing coffee are almost perfect in terms of the soil and the altitude and the temperature and things. However, it's not very viable for farmers to grow. The price is volatile and there's a much better trade and steady business for farmers if they grow coca, which is used for the drugs trade. So there's not much incentive for farmers to grow coffee in Bolivia, despite the fact that the growing conditions are amazing. So it's pretty rare to see. And even more rare than that is to see such a high quality coffee coming out of Bolivia. If you do find specialty coffees from Bolivia, they will be great, but this one's even greater. And why is that? One of the reasons for that is it's a Gesha, and Gesha variety is a bit like if you compare the varieties of coffee to varieties of wine. So we might have an SL28 or a Red Bourbon, and that's a bit like having a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Grigio. In terms of Gesha, Gesha is a bit like champagne. So it's one of the most complex, floral and tasty varieties out there. We don't see loads of it, it's becoming more popular, but it's super tasty, and you can usually expect kind of like sweetness and florals with a Gesha, which you definitely get with this one. So what else have I got to say about it? So it's from Bolivia. The farm it's from is Las Alastis, which is run by the Rodriguez family. And Will, Jenny and I went out to Milan this summer, which we were very lucky to do, to World of Coffee, and we actually met Daniela, who is the daughter of Pedro Rodriguez, who's the guy that runs the farm. The family have 7 farms, and the farm this is grown on is the biggest farm of all those 7. It's grown at around 1,600 meters above sea level, where the soils are just like perfect for growing coffee. So that's one of the reasons it's so great. And also the Rodriguez family are very meticulous in their quality. So coffee cherries don't all ripen at the same time. So in the case of this coffee, rather than just going in once to pick the ripe cherries, multiple journeys have gone through the crop to pick the ripe cherries. So they might pick it on 4 or 5 different occasions, which obviously is another reason like the price is so expensive, because it's just super intensive labor wise. So yeah, they're very meticulous about which cherries they pick. They only pick the ripest cherries, and then they also have their own wet mill, so they process the coffee as well. And this is a naturally processed coffee. I spoke to you last time about washed coffees, which are super clean, and this is a naturally processed coffee. So this is a little bit more funkiness in there, and probably a little bit more sweetness as well. So yeah, there's loads more information on the farm and the coffee itself on the product page if you go on our website. Jenny will put a link in underneath for that. So go and have a look at that. But for now, let me dig straight into the coffee. I love this coffee. I really enjoyed the Kenyan last time, which is juicy and fruity, and this is kind of probably a little bit sweeter, a little bit funky and slightly more delicate, so more like floral flavours, but also a little bit tropical. There's definitely some pineapple notes in there, and we put pineapple, marmalade and honey on the tasting notes on the bag. So yeah, definitely have a dig into it. I brewed it on V60, which I would recommend. Like any kind of clean filter is going to be really tasty. Hopefully this might be like the first Gesha you've ever tried, so please give me some feedback, write some stuff in the comments. Also, if there's anything else you want us to talk about in these videos, stick that in the comments too. Feedback is always welcome. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time after I've enjoyed my very delicious Bolivia Gesha. Cheers.